Okay, this did not go as planned. So I was planning to just record a bit of me rolling this Pokemon spinner wheel I put together and getting a very particular Pokemon that I wanted to draw, but I couldn't do it, so we're gonna pivot to plan B instead. With our refined back roll list, we now have a total of 6 different Pokemon that I had as a backup in case it didn't quite work out the way I was planning for my opening bit. Of these, I'm probably hoping for Nidorina the most, followed closely by Lapras, because I kind of want to draw some Chub. I haven't drawn Chubby in a while, and those fit that really well. I think the most complicated one for me would probably be Pidgeot or Furfrou. Furfrou because there's more like detail to it that I need to pay attention to, and Pidgeot purely because I haven't drawn birds like basically at all. So main thing, I'm hoping for Nidorina here. So let's see what our genuine random roll is going to be of this backlog. Come on, Nidorina. Huh, hot dog. Alright, cool. And Patreon can confirm, genuinely, I didn't rig that. That was genuinely just the first roll I had. So yeah, looks like we're drawing Nidorina. And now for color palette. Ooh, gonna be close, but it looks like we're going with base colors Nidorina. Works for me. All right, and now for me to get some reference and outfit ideas, so I'll see you in Krita. What's up, Pups and Pixie? I hope you're having a great day, and I hope it only gets better. Welcome back to Let's Draw. Hey, I bet you thought that this series was just over and done with. No. I just haven't had really a reason to do a Let's Draw in a little bit, but now it's back. Huzzah. But of course, there's a couple things we have to cover before we actually get into Let's Draw. Namely, the first thing I want to bring up, we got a new patron, everybody! Woo! Hello and welcome to NotSoMidasTouch. They have been subscribed for like a little bit now because it was before the last video got uploaded, but I'm saying it now in a video, so I'm still holding my thing. You get a shout out. Thank you to NotSoMidasTouch for subscribing to me on Patreon. Very much appreciated. And of course, a huge shout out to all of my other current patrons. But on top of that, let's get the Let's Draw logo out of here. Of course, we have to talk about the comment of the week, and let's pull it out right here. Whip, I picked out this comment from DJ Disorder. I wasn't sure how to say it when I grabbed it, and then I read it, and it makes sense. So I picked out this comment from DJ Disorder, where they say, "Just wanted to say I discovered your channel through Binding of Isaac Cursed Eye Challenge and loved it. Never played the first Resident Evil before, can't wait to see more of the series. And of course, rest assured, Resident Evil's gonna come back. I still have to finish that game. I'm just doing other stuff right now. I'm basically taking a break to do Let's Draw so I can not have to worry about drawing a thumbnail. I can just draw whatever." But of course, if you would like to be the next comment of the week, leave a comment down below, and it can be anything you want. It can be silly, it can be stupid, it can be completely nonsensical and just complete non sequitur, and who knows, you might be the next comment of the week. Anyway, what was up with the weird wheel thing that I was doing? You may be potentially asking, and are definitely asking. I had an idea for a spin-off or like a sub-series of Let's Draw of Let's Draw here, where I spin a wheel and I draw whatever Pokemon I get. That originally was just going to be a bit where I roll the wheel to get a specific Pokemon I wanted to draw anyway, just as a little bit of flavor. But then that changed, and I didn't end up getting that Pokemon, so that's why I did the my backlog backup plan B that I opened the video with. If you're curious what the original Pokemon I was going to draw is, make sure to follow me on Fur Affinity and Blue Sky, and eventually I will just draw that. Probably over the weekend, depending on how much Warframe I'm going to be playing, but we might get into that. As I mentioned, I went and got some refs, so of course we got our Nidorina that we're going to be drawing down here, and given that I wanted to draw a relatively plump, relatively chubby character, that means I had an excuse to look at a bunch of cute chubby girls, so I'm happy. And I was thinking of what specifically I wanted to do for a pose, and I normally do like a very basic like hand on hip standing thing for when I'm just drawing something, I feel like, but then I figured, hey, what if I do like something lying down? So I grabbed this this little thing that's basically what I want to do from it was Tetra Grey Tux, and I believe this is just their Sona. And first off, super cute, by the way, but I was thinking basically this, but not on a bed, and she's like lying on a couch and like holding her phone or something. That's the idea I had in mind, which will be interesting because I don't As I mentioned, I don't typically do as complex poses as that, but hey, it's a learning experience for everyone. But when it comes to getting like reference for like outfits and stuff, I usually just look at my TikTok shop because I get a lot of like really cute outfits in the TikTok shop, whether they be just, you know, AI generated slop that they haven't actually made yet, so they make money before they actually make it. You know how it does. Or if it's just like cheap clothing that they got at Old Navy. Either way, the visuals of the clothing are cute. I'm not gonna buy them, so I don't care about the quality. And I was scrolling through and I didn't get an idea for a full outfit, but I did look at these like tight leather shorts here, which I think would look very, very cute on a plumpy Nidorina. On top of the shorts, I had to think of something else to go with because, you know, she needs to have clothes. And I basically just put in a couple tags into E6 because of course I did. And I got this thing from Puppy Kid Fan with this cute puppy lady wearing this big baggy, not necessarily baggy, but you know, this big like cropped hoodie, and I think that's a good look. So we pair the cropped hoodie with these shorts, and I think it'll be pretty good. But first and foremost, we actually have to like, and now for one of probably my second least favorite part of the process, the sketch part, because I actually have to eyeball a lot of this, and I don't just have to figure out line art. Okay, so let's think about perspective for a moment. I might actually borrow Tetra real quick. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do, just to make life a little bit easier for me, is I'm going to very quickly grab them. I'm not gonna trace or anything because that would be cheating, but I am just going to take them and sort of like get the like angle of what I want to do. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna make like I'm gonna lay out a box for like where I want the couch to be. So let's see if we do like that maybe. Yeah, actually. Obviously, the perspective is slightly different for what I want, but, you know, I can just change that. Out of curiosity, let's just mess with the perspective, like, tool in Critter real quick and see if we can get it to be, like, better. Yeah, actually, that helped a lot. That's basically what I'm looking for. Okay, so you stay right there. Oh, and just in case, by the way, for if I ever have like any of my reference art I borrowed off of like E6 or something, I will always like rename the files to the artist that I took the reference from. If you ever see like an artist that you particularly like and want to know the name of, just look at my refs layer on the right side here, and you'll be able to see who they are. This one I didn't actually bring up, but you know, this is basically another general idea because, you know, cropped hoodie, chubby, etc. Cute. And this is Larricane? I don't know. Either way, right now we are focusing on Tetra because that's basically the pose I want to do. We'll put away the other one real quick and we'll make you slightly transparent. We're going to go in here and we're going to see about laying out a bit of a couch situation. Probably do this in like light red, like that. Yeah, we're kind of getting like a general couch shape. This is just the base, it's not even like the sketch or anything, so I don't need this to be a perfect, like a lore accurate couch. I just want to get the general idea of it in, and usually because of how my brain works, that ends up being, I draw a good amount of it anyway. I think that looks slightly like a couch. I think the back is a little weird, but realistically, I feel like this gives me enough to work on. I have something resembling a couch here, and I'm actually curious, since I guess today I'm just messing around with perspective tool. Actually grab the headrest real quick and mess with that on the perspective to see if we can just kind of cheat it and not actually have to draw because this is just the base and everything. Hey, you know what? I think that's working. I think the thing that's making it look extra weird, I don't have like the full couch in. There's like no depth to it and everything. So if I just do this real quick, just add a little bit of random lines. Yeah, you know what? That's kind of working. Okay, let's grab some green just for, sorry if you're red-green colorblind, but I avoid these colors in my thumbnails, and that's the important thing. Let's see if we can't like put some pillows here or something. So let's do like, maybe like that. Hey, you know what? I don't hate that. So let's just, oh, that was on the same layer. That doesn't matter. And let's just throw in some extra pillowage for posterity's sake. Ain't no one just gonna lie on a single pillow, right? I sure as hell don't. And do we want to doll this up just like a little bit more and have like a blanket hanging off of it? I might do that just to like have my brain continually use the idea of this being a couch. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to very quickly mention that it's very, very, very hot. So if there's any extra background noise, it's because I have my door open to try and get some airflow into my room. Okay, blanket. So let's see. Let's just do like that. And then that. And then like I don't know what I'm doing. The worst part is I'm trying to throw in a blanket just for funsies because I felt like it, so I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I didn't pick up a reference for it. So let's do like maybe one of these moves and then have it like... That lends the idea of there being a blanket there. I don't think we'll end up actually putting the blanket here because this isn't supposed to be like a full like complicated piece. I'm probably just gonna do some very basic shapes for when I actually like put the background in, heavy quotes on that. So I think we'll just have that there if we want it. But right now we have like our couch situation, so we'll go ahead and put that in its own group. All right, couch situation. Tetra, come back real quick. I need you to be here so I can move you around and get an idea for where I want to put my Nidoqueen, Nidoking, Nidorina. Yeah, so probably like that. I do want to crop this because I don't want to bother like going too much with I don't have to worry about drawing too much of the leg. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna really quickly move all of my refs over to here so they don't get cut off. All right, everybody's safe, and now I need this one specifically, and now we'll do a bit of a croppy. So I only have the area that I need. All right, let's try that. Yeah, you know what? I can already see the vision with this. I can already see the vision. Thank you, Tetra. You are very helpful for basically the exact body type I'm going for. So you know what that means? It's time to schlep some shit around until it generally looks like what we're going for. Nidorina, I need you to pop up real quick because I want to get the general shape of your ears get down first. I know they're like roundy. Because I've drawn a Nidoqueen before, and I probably can't post that on YouTube. There's definitely a version of it I can't post on YouTube. So just trust me that I've drawn a Nidoqueen before. Unless you're over 18, in which case feel free to go to my fur affinity. And let's just draw the general shape of our Nidorina's ears real quick. Kind of like that, right? Yeah. A little bit more stubby, which we'll actually just do with stretching and scaling to make my job a little bit easier. Probably like that-ish? Yeah, that'll work. And now the other one probably be off screen a little bit like this. Does that look weird? That looks kind of weird. Perspective is different here from what I'm going for, but yeah, it's just kind of a circle. So let's do it. Let's flip it a little bit because I'm right-handed. It makes this easier. Oh, it definitely looks weird. But I think that's the general shape we're going for. So let's stretch it out a little bit. Like that. A little bit wider. Like there. And it just needs to be generally bigger. And I think that's okay. Yep, that'll work. Now we can start putting the rest of the body here. Which this is an interesting perspective I haven't done before, because like top down, but I suppose it's not too terribly different. If nothing else, I can pull Tetra back up and she'll give me an idea for what I want to do. I should really just be using generic they, because that's someone's OC I've never seen before. So while I try and figure out the specific building blocks I want to go for here, what do you think of the series on a whole? What do you think of the idea of Wheel of Fortune? I really have not thought of a name for this series yet, and it is like definitely obvious. I think it's kind of a fun idea. I'm just not sure if I'm going to be up to the task or not, and it will be interesting to see if I end up being so, because I have no general idea, but I suppose we will fucking find out. Most importantly, I suppose, is if you have any ideas for what like sort of name I could go for the series other than Wheel of Fortune, which I just kind of threw together, feel free to throw some ideas in the comments for an art series where I spin a wheel to see what I draw, because I generally have no idea what the hell to call this series. if it even ends up being a series at all. Would be very interesting and very cool to have a series as such like this, so I can draw something and draw something at random, and depending on what I get being the thing at random, it might even help me get some more practice into generally drawing things better, because as it stands, I've really only drawn like canines and everything, so it would be cool to branch out a little bit. Currently, I'm not drawing a canine. I'm drawing like a weird, like, hamster rhino thing based off of Baragon of Godzilla fame. Either way, Nido line, very cool. All bangers all the way. Very awesome. Love that. Looking generally okay, yeah. I think that's fine for general building blocks. All right, now we got to do like the arms and things. But before I go to the arms, I think what I'm gonna do first is I'm just gonna make her like her tail sort of like draping over the side. This is way larger than a Nidorina tail, so let's back it up just a little bit. Very chunky and stubby. So if we do like this, maybe sort of. I think her body not being there is messing with what I'm trying to do with the tail. So I might make her tummy first, but no, because there's a very particular way I want to put her arms here. We'll do the arms first. So we want a little bit of a shoulder that's like raised up a little, like right here. Tetra, show up again real quick. So the actual arm going up and out, way longer than the arm going in. Like that. I feel like I made her arm abnormally small for the rest of her body, because there is definitely a size difference when it comes to this Tetra character and what I'm trying to do here. So let's make this bigger, probably like that-ish. And then anchor point here, like that. And then we're gonna grab our polygonal select tool. Rotate that here to go a little bit inward. Then we'll erase this a little bit just so it's not like overlapping with nothing. I would say looking generally okay for the baseline situation. Now the question I have that I had before but I didn't like elaborate on is, what do I do with her other arm? I could just have it resting. I guess in theory I could have it like resting on her belly. I don't want her to be like doing something. The general idea was to have her like holding her phone, looking at her phone or whatever. I might commit to that. So we'll probably do like a blue color for the phone, just to denote character versus objects. Let's see if she's like looking down like that-ish. That actually, you know what? That arrow being there is very helpful. Very helpful. So we'll make that low opacity. Okay, so phone. How to phone? You make rectangle. That's how you phone. Like that. Oh, but oh heck! I just had a thought. Depending on where I put her phone, her arm might be in the way of her boobs. We can't have that. All right. Well, we have our phone brick right now, so I suppose we can move it wherever the hell we want. Which I actually will just make a really big selection so I can be distant away from it. That looks like it could work. So we're gonna commit to that and see what happens. All right, phone brick has been placed, so we gotta do something about the other arm. So do I make her hand first? It occurs to me that I don't actually know what Nidorina's hands look like, because I know what Nidoqueen's are. They're just like really, really stubby. Interesting. I might do a little bit of artistic liberty there and actually give her like functional fingers. So we're gonna do what I normally do. White for like hands and things. And we're gonna do like this situation, just some triangles and things like that. And then the pinky is like down a little bit like that. There we go. And then we'll just move that down here. So her pinky is holding the bottom of the phone as anyone would. And now we'll just cut off the finger specific areas real quick. Probably like this in particular, because thankfully Nidorina has individual fingers anyway. Like her claws are separated from her hand. That'll make things considerably easier for me. Hey, you know what? Even for a base sketch, I don't think I hate that all that much. All right, and a little bit of hand business, probably like that. Do we have a hand? That looks like something somewhat resembling a hand to me. Maybe a little bit stubby, but make it a little bit bigger, a little bit longer, like that. That to me looks like a hand. And now we get to figure out how we connect it. So her elbow would probably be down like right here-ish, because she's just kind of... Actually, you know what? Just eyeballing that already looks like basically exactly what I'm going for. So, wrist, elbow, arm down, arm up. Hey, you know what? You know what? Oh, wait, no, we don't want to erase that. We want to select it. And then, honestly, we can, just realize we can just take soft eraser. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't even matter, because I can do opacity here. We'll do 50% opacity hard eraser. 50% opacity hard eraser. And just go whip, whip, whip. There we go. Now we still have the line, but it denotes that it's behind something. Alright, sweet. Now for the cool thing of what will eventually be the best part, being the tum. I don't have too much experience with drawing chubby characters, which I need more experience in drawing chubby characters, because chubby characters are cute. I might pull up that Sneasel I drew a while back, because I do like the general shape of her tum, so I might copy that, but first and foremost, there's something there that we gotta deal with. And, of course, we just have to do it with the circle, and then we can figure it out from there. Whoa, okay, hold on. Let's do, like, that, probably. Just as a starting point. We'll do a little bit bigger, like that. Then duplicate it, go over, and like that, maybe. We're gonna spread them out just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Probably like that, maybe. Yeah. This one's looking a little bit oblong, so I'll make it slightly bigger. As such, like that. And scooched over the tiniest bit. Those looks like boobs? Those looks like boobs. Alright, nice. With me having, I don't know how long this is, I don't know how long into the video this is going to be, with the fact that Snowy's going to be cutting out a lot of the sketching the baseline process, but a huge shout out to all of my current patrons while I make these boobs. If you would like to support me in the channel, you can do so on Patreon for just $5 a month and get a bunch of cool perks, such as work in progress art, whether it be for thumbnails or just something after working on, full resolution art, including for thumbnails, and most importantly, you'll get early access to all of my videos and access to a special channel where I host all of my director's cut and uncut content for your viewing pleasure. Additionally, if you don't want to pay a subscription, you can just go and buy my art posts directly. So if you end up liking this thing in Nidorina, you can just head over to fucking Patreon real quick and buy it. Full resolution, access to the rock crawl file. It's very cool. Once again, a huge shout out to all of my current patrons. I love you all so much. And now, after how many takes of that, because my brain was not working, we need to figure out how to do our tum here. Which, thankfully, it's still fresh in my mind because I saw a TikTok like yesterday. This guy saying like, hey, if you want to draw plus-sized characters, here's a good way of remembering how to do it. And he basically said like to make like a little pear shape for the belly, which he was going for a much more like realistic, anatomically correct situation, but I'm just gonna try that and see generally how I like it. Just going for like building blocks. So we have our little pear shape here. And honestly, that kind of, yeah, actually. And now I just have to find a way to like connect it around with like a muffin top situation. I mean, kind of. A little bit. Let's erase some stuff so it's not like overlapping as much. Then erase the guidelines on the inside. Yeah, kind of. It's a little bit different of a type of chub than I'm going for, but with this as like the building blocks, we can just kind of iterate on that until I get like the shape I'm going for. So I'll keep that there for the time being, and I'm just gonna see about sketching over it a little bit, just to be a little bit more specific about the shape of the chub that I'm going for. Let's make the curve here a little bit taller. By a little bit, I mean it like basically connects up to the boob. Whoops. You go away real quick. Kind of. Okay, I think I definitely have something working here. I didn't mean to delete that. I just wanted to make it go away. But just as like, I'm gonna call in a support kill streak real quick and see if I can't nab the building blocks from the Sneasel project real quick. Okay, actually, you know what? I think we'll just keep this up for a little bit because like, I feel like I really cooked on this, by the way. I'm still so proud of this. But look at that tum. Look how delightful that is. Okay, so I'm seeing what I did. So let me just like make a layer on here real quick, I guess. So I basically have a circle here. Yeah, I basically have a circle for like the chunkiest part of the tum, and then it like curves down here, and then there is a little bit of curvature here. She kind of looks pregnant, actually, more than. When I do that specifically, I guess it's just the circle drawing the attention to that general area. But, yeah, okay. I see. So, with the pear-shaped thing in mind, let's see if we can translate that a little bit. So we'll keep that there, and we'll make a new layer on top of it, and we'll try the circle-y method. I'm mostly gonna try and eyeball it. Where is it on? Okay, gotcha. So we'll just make a big circle here, and we'll come around like this for muffin. What's the curve level here? It's a decent amount. Ah, I see. Gotcha. So the left side of like the circle in this situation was much... Okay, gotcha. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make that circle wider, so it's more of an oval, like this. And with it being more ovular, we'll then trace the line here through, be like that, and have that curve around here. Yeah, no, that may look worse, but... Oh, because I traced the wrong fucking line. Alright, hold on. And let's do a little bit of erasing and see how that looks for thumb shape. Honestly, pretty okay. I think my main deal is I want to make her more chunky than the Sneasel. So me trying to directly translate the same shapes from the Sneasel isn't going to quite work. So what I'm going to try now is a foldy situation. Where's the fucking, like, arm circle here? I want that to go away. There we go. Let's try this, maybe. Like that? What do you think? Better? Hold on, let's make the diamond shape go away for the torso. I think, honestly, that is way better. So what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to find her legs, which are thankfully already all in one layer. And I'm just going to stretch them a little bit so they line up a little bit better with the thumb. And then I can actually make it like good and connect proper when I actually make the sketch and it's not just armature. Pretty good, I would say. I think we're getting places. I am really going to bring these into their own group and put on an erasure mask so I can just have these covered up parts by the muffin top go away, because we're not going to be able to see them anyway. We don't need to see them in the sketch. Those go away, and yep, you know what? I'm feeling pretty okay about this. And now the fun thing of arms and everything, which I already have like the bones and stuff, but I want to make like generally like the general shape of the arms, which I did just remember he's going to be wearing a hoodie. So the sleeves are not going to be skin tight, which is going to make this marginally easier for me. These can go away now. I have like a good thumb shape, which actually just for funsies, let's stretch around the thumb shape and see if we can make it like look even better one way or the other. Better or worse? Better or worse? I would say worse. I feel like that's fine. If I want to change it, I can change it in the actual sketch, because I'll have like, you know, a body to work off and not just like sticks and circles. Which, speaking of, the couch needs to be like lower opacity, because I'm not really looking at it right now. Okay, let's find our arm stuff real quick, and we will do the same thing there. All right, so there's arm 1, there's arm 2, right? Right next to each other? Sweet. We'll just put all those in their own group, so we now have a direct look at specifically the arms. So realistically, her elbow is probably going to come out like right there-ish. A little bit more different, actually. Like that. So let's just do the inside first, because that'll be the easiest. And let's connect it here, because it's gonna be like a loose situation. And just generally see how that looks in terms of... It's okay, it's okay. I'm just kind of schlepping shapes around right now, because, you know, I'm just doing basic building blocks for stuff. So it doesn't need to be epic and awesome out of the gate. We just need to generally know what we're going for. Probably be like that, actually. It's looking slightly better, but I think it's just it being pointy, because, you know, I'm not going for the specific shape of how arms work. You know what? We haven't done this in a little bit. Let's look back at our friend Tetra, who I've never seen before, and look at their arms. Okay, so they have a little line here, then that, then it goes up to the elbow. I drew that on the Tetra layer, but I mean, whatever. Okay, so I see. We'll try that now. So thankfully, I think I put that on a separate layer. Yes. Okay. So let's pull Tetra back up real quick. Okay. So it's almost like a wallet shape, like a really wide wallet. So it's more like, the general shape is more like this-ish from what I was doing before. It's like that. So with that separated from Tetra real quick, I could probably just take that and move it up, but I do want to actually draw it. So we're gonna do that. There's a note that I should take into mind. I did like the head is still like free floating, so let's just throw in a neck real quick, just so it's not free floating. So here we can work around that and have a shoulder that makes a little bit more sense. I think that's generally what we're going for. It looks a little square-ish, so on the bright side, that means we can just go off of that and refine it, which this weird peanut shape can go away now. This is why I hate the sketching process, by the way. There's so much troubleshooting, and it's stressful, and I'm worrying about it too much. So what we're gonna do with this on low opacity, we wanna merge these two, and now on this new layer, we're gonna use that as like a refinement of it. We're just gonna trace that over. I think that's already looking better. I think that looks way better. I think that looks infinitely better. Oh, that looks way better. Obviously here there'll be like, you know, this is like the armpit area and everything, which I kind of just schlepped and that looks okay. But for a base, that's a big chunky arm right there, and I'm vibing with it, so I'm not gonna mess with it for a little bit. God bless Snowy for editing down this this video. Which, thinking about my characters and everything, the reason I'm not using my PNG tuber is because I don't have a PNG tuber for when I'm drawing, only when I'm gaming. So that's why I'm not in the bottom right now. And also, in theory, it would cover up my the ref thing, so it would cover up the artist names I mentioned. All right, now for the interesting thing of doing the same thing on this other side with the other arm. I'm gonna start off by making that not very opaque. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna start with the sleeve, which is gonna be like drooping down like this, and then we'll just have the like rim, the ring of it, whatever, cover it like that. That makes things slightly easier on me. They have a focal point to go off of, and then probably curve in like that, and then have it go down. I'm honestly surprised at myself that I did something halfway decent on the first attempt. Honestly, did I just kind of do that? Because that kind of looks fine. I didn't mean to just do it, but I mean, I'm happy I did. Let's erase it and see if it looked weird. Look weird? Kind of. I'm just gonna commit to it being behind the booba, and then I'll figure out in the actual sketch. All right, well, the sleeve works, and now let's just do shoulder, probably like that, and then goes up into the neck. I don't know why I'm bothering, because it's just the armature even. But I just want to, out of curiosity, I want to make like a little fold there. And then like that. Oh yeah, I think we're cooking this stuff. We'll just have the baseline for now. That's what it is, it's the base. And I think we have something cooking here. All right, so with that in mind, with all that in mind, I'll probably I'll put this above the arm layer. I need to give her a hood, because it's a hoodie, and hoodies have hoods. I haven't drawn many hoods, and the hoods that I have drawn, case in point, K, have been up, not down. So this will be interesting to figure out. I'll probably even do it in white just so I can figure it out better. So I suppose let's just start by like schlepping shit around and see if we can like just kind of do it. See, the issue I'm running into is with this being the way that it is, the hood is being like the back of the hood is being covered up, so I can't like drape it behind nothing. Was Tetra wearing a hoodie or? No, she's wearing a torn shirt. All right, let's look at you. You have like a turtleneck situation. I could just default to a turtleneck, but I want it to be a hoodie, not a sweater. What about you? What about this fancy bird from Larricane? Okay, so what'd you do, huh? You got like a loose diamond shape around the neck, and then... Okay, so you just have like 2 diamond shapes around each other, and then like a pyramid. I suppose we could try that. I'm kind of okay with what we have for the sketch here, but I want to try and experiment a little bit. So we're gonna try doing what Larricane did with like the diamond shapes. Feel like this is probably the best we're gonna get for just the armature situation. Stretch it out a little bit, move it around, and I would say that's probably good. Sweet. Thank you, Larricane. I knew I would use that as a ref at some point. And I probably will perspective warp it just a little bit to try and get the point here to move more towards the center of her chest, and I would say that's okay. Alright, and now for just like the drawstrings to really solidify the fact that this is a hoodie. Let's see, where would I want to put them? Let's just do like... like that. I'm getting the general idea of where I want to go with it. And we're just going to put on the little aglet situations. And just for funsies, we'll make them wide and drawstring like real quick. Yeah. I think that'd work. Good general idea for where I want to put the drawstrings. I feel like, minus the tail, which we need to do real quick, this would probably work for a baseline. So we're just going to very quickly do a tail, which is short and stubby and hanging off the side of the couch. I'm still not fully sure how I want to do, because I don't really do short, stubby, chunky tails. That's going up to like our armpit. Let's just try making the tip first, and maybe from there I can figure it out. Because it's not like pointy, it's like rounded at the tip. Oh boy. It's a good thing that I'm trying to draw something out of my comfort zone in terms of like species and general style. This is absolutely a learning experience because I'm stressing the fuck out over this. I would say almost there. To raise a little bit of that. And curve it a little bit sooner. A little bit more curvature on the bottom here. I think that's probably the best I'm gonna get for that. I'm sure it'll look a lot better when it's actually like all colored and it's very obvious this is supposed to be a Nidorina. Alright, I want to make the arm stuff go away so the shoulder's even. And anything else? Anything else? I want to put away like the building block stuff to see. Generally, I think I'm okay with this. I think this is okay. So now it's a matter of actually like sketching up the stuff, which will be marginally easier in a few regards. Namely, like I get to draw eyes, which I love doing. And then it's just a matter of like doing it and making it a Nidorina. This was obviously chopped down for your enjoyment, but I have spent an hour and 25 minutes just sketching the base. I haven't even done the sketch yet. This is why I hate the sketch phase. Once you get past the sketch, it's all smooth sailing and enjoyable stuff because I get to do satisfying line art and literally just filling in a coloring book, and then I have to do shading and then I want to die. But after that, we're good. I probably should have looked up some stylized like furry versions of Nidorina to get an idea for how I want to stylize my Nidorina, but fuck it, we're doing it live. Why not? Alright, I'm probably gonna go into a time lapse while I just try and figure this out. But if I feel confident in actually talking about something while I draw, I will definitely pop back in. Dixie tried to draw something without black lipstick. Challenge level. Impossible. Alright, I don't know how often I'm gonna pop in and actually say something, you know, unrelated to art. Realistically, I would not be surprised if this just turned out to be like a speed draw time lapse with intermittent commentary thrown in here and there. I am totally out of the loop when it comes to recording Let's Draws. You have no idea. Well, you have an idea because you've seen how much of this has been delegated to time lapses by now. I guess for some reason recently my brain has not been too particularly jazzed about. I suppose it's probably just because I haven't recorded a Let's Draw in a hot minute that my brain is no longer used to delegating the particular parts of my brain to drawing and speaking at separate times. So they're taking up the same space in my brain, and that is resulting in me not being able to carry a consistent thought while also making good progress in art. I have to stop. There was a good while there when I was doing Let's Draw semi-often, where I actually was doing okay and, you know, carrying topics and everything. Obviously, I'm me and I'm very incapable when it comes to this sort of thing, but in general, I feel like I was doing fairly okay and actually keeping a consistent topic up. Will I get that back? Hopefully, because, you know, I want to have Let's Draw here as a series I can do, in case I don't want to record a video or I just want to draw one reason or the other. So it's very important that I get used to speaking and drawing at the same time again, so I can actually have good commentary. You're not just looking at a time lapse the whole time, which some of you may like that. I imagine there's at least a couple of you that enjoy when I just do time lapses. You can see all the art happening without my my stupid voice popping in. But I want to try and throw in a little bit of commentary here and there, so that's what I'm doing now. On the topic of art things, by the way, art fights going on now. Yeah, isn't that neat? I'm not participating in art fight, unfortunately, because that shit is incredibly intimidating and I'm scared to try. This is like 3 years in a row now where I'm like, man, art fight looks fun. I should try that at some point, and then I don't because I'm scared. So are there any artists in the chat right now that are participating in art fight? If so, how's it been so far? In my sphere, when it comes to things that aren't like art or YouTube, I've actually been really excited and really wanting to play Warframe recently, because I've been holding off until Araxia comes out so I can have all of my Warframe juices delegated to playing Araxia, and I am jonesing for the update tomorrow. I would honestly not be surprised if this video comes out late because I was busy playing Warframe. I feel like her head's really bland, which, to be fair, Nidorina's head is really bland, but I feel like there's something I should throw in to make it a little bit more interesting. I guess I could try like a tuft of hair or something, so I'm just gonna go white real quick and go just like... something like this. Make it slightly more interesting. But I feel like that's actually... That's pretty good, actually. You know, I just kind of eyeballed that, but I think I'm actually going to commit to that. Hold on. We're not going to do it in white, and we're going to adjust it a little bit. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, I vibe with this. Just connect it a little bit like here so it's more centered. And hey, you know what? I like it. I like that a lot, actually. Okay, cool. So just to make myself a little bit more better, we're gonna put this in its own group with an erasure mask and just use that for... Oh, wait, no, we want the ear too, which conveniently are right next to each other. All right, I'll just delete that, I guess. Apparently I didn't grab the ear, I grabbed a blank layer. Alright, now I can do the erasure mask that I wanted. I can have what's covered up by the hair not show up at all, and I can see what it looks like with the hair being as such. And I don't normally do this, but I'll probably do the stylistic choice of having the the eye like phase through the hair just so you can see both of her eyes. I might do that. I do have them separated, but not the eyebrows. So I'll just grab the right eye and the eyebrow and throw it in there, and then cover it up and see how I like it. Yeah, no, I like that better. All right, cool, never mind. I think that'll probably work for the head for now. Let's turn off the base and see how it looks. Yeah, no, I like that. I feel like the snoot is a little weird, but generally for my style, I feel like it's fine. So what we will move on to next is probably the breasticle area, just so I can get that done and dusted and good and nice and stuff. So I'll start out just by going around like this, and we're not going to do too much of the usual like curvy stuff. This is like a loose cropped hoodie and everything. It's not going to cling to her too tightly. And then we can do the actual hood part now that we have a head and noggin and everything, which we will do first, and then we will do the actual hood part first, so then we can build the neck inside. But I feel like we'll be slightly better with for actually making the hood look like correct. I think we'll just have this side, we'll have just this side actually show neck, and then the other side will have the hood overlapping. I feel like that'll help with the perspective a little bit. Now, how do I want to do that is the question. I think let's try a zigzag like that, and then another like curved line there-ish. Yeah, actually. I like the vibe of that. I think I might go a step further and do one more like fold situation here, make it look a little bit bigger, and then we'll probably erase a good portion of this, and then just have a couple lines here and there, giving you a general idea of the shape of it, like that. I would say that's better. It's not quite looking like a hoodie, but I don't think with this perspective we can make it look like a hoodie, aside from, you know, putting on the drawstrings and everything. I think that's probably the best we're gonna get, so I'm gonna roll with it. And it also definitely doesn't look terrible. I'm actually slowly, like, falling in love with this character. She might be an actual character. Like, I might just make her own OC at some point. I'm loving her. She's adorable. This always happens when I start, like, drawing OCs and everything. And just random characters, not even OCs. I just have an idea in my head, and then I start doing it. And as I do it, I love it more and more. And then eventually, they're just a new character. That, my friends, is why I have so many goddamn OCs, despite the fact that I've drawn, like, 6 of them. One of these days, gamers, I will actually draw a majority of my OCs, and you'll be able to see the cinematic universe that lives in my head. Spoiler alert, it's a nightmare. If you were thinking that thicc did not get traumatized, oh boy, she did. You can't have a cool and relatable OC without absolutely obliterating them with trauma. Hey, how about we give her this character of hers that she really, really likes and has been with her through a lot, and then kill her in front of her. Yeah, that's character development, baby. Oh, you know what? I just had an idea. Whenever I feel like a character's head is weird, different, or just slightly misshapen, in my experience with my art, it usually ends up being that the head is like oblong in a weird way. So really quickly, I'm not saying that I hated the head, but I am just gonna squish it a little bit. Oh, there's a line there that needs to go away. Boop. I'm gonna squish it around a little bit. See if I can... Yeah, I think it was a little bit too tall. I feel like that looks way better. All right, cool. So let's just fix her left ear real quick. There we go. Little tiny improvements, stuff like that. I am learning, etc. Huzzah. Which, before I move on to doing the rest of her body before I do her arms, I'm gonna do myself a favor. I'm gonna do this beforehand, and I'm gonna erase a little bit of the titty right here. Just a little bit, like that much. Even that's probably a little bit too much, but I'll get to it when I get to it, because that's going to be in a very particular way. I just wanted to get that out of the way before I forget, because I will forget. So far, how are you feeling about this, chat? Chaff my comment section, pups, how are you feeling? I'm feeling pretty good about it. Once I get past the armature phase and I start getting into the sketch phase, I start feeling good. It's that initial first hour that I am suffering. It is a nightmare. You know, Nidorina doesn't have the same, like, tummy lines that Nidoqueen does, but I kind of want to experiment a little bit and see how it would look if I just, you know, did that. Just as an artistic liberty. I feel like that looks way better. You know what? The artistic liberty, I'm gonna keep that. Yeah, I'm gonna change up the, like, how far they stretch a little bit. But I'm gonna keep the tummy lines. The tummy lines definitely add something. I just do 2 of them. 2 could work. Yeah, maybe instead of like them being like sort of plates, I suppose, on Nidoqueen, what if they're just like rolls? Yeah, you know, just give her a bit of more defined belly button. That'll work. I love drawing chunky women. It makes me happy. All right, cool. So next up, let's move on to the shorts. These ones, the shorts I stole off of the TikTok shop. Obviously, we're gonna be losing a little bit of specific detail with the shorts, with the fact that her tum's going to be covering up the top bit, but that's okay. I feel like that's a lot better, and I'm tired of messing with it, so I'm just gonna leave it for now and see what happens. Now the thing I want to figure out is what the fuck do I do with her other leg? I could just move it up slightly and crop it a little bit more, which I might try. Alright, we're not on center, so let's just move that up. Crop. Alright, yeah, problem solved. Alright, sweet. Alright, so seeing as how the tail is such a basic shape, we'll go ahead and just leave that on the same layer as the legs. Alright, there's the tail. And now for the arms and things, which I guess we'll do her phone real quick. I've never drawn a phone before, so we'll just sort of eyeball it. It looks like a candy bar, damn it. A little bit too aggressive on the curvature of it. All right, so she's holding it with her right hand. I had to pick up my phone real quick, don't mind me. She's holding it with her right hand, so the cameras would be like up here. And I'll probably do like the super modern like 3-lens design that they've been doing. Then we'll just connect them like that. Wow, I made a phone. Oh, that was easy. Should I put something on it? Should I give her like a fancy case? I might do that. In which case, my case has like an outline around the cameras. So I'm gonna do the same here. Question is, when I give her a case, what should her case be? I could just put like a Pokeball on it, but I feel like that's on the nose. Do something a little bit more interesting. Or maybe like an Easter egg of like, maybe I put bubbles on there. If any of you are new to the channel and you don't know this, my little pink Coyote mascot, his name is Bubbles. Okay, funny case idea. So what could we do? It'd be kind of funny to put a moonstone on it, but I don't know how well that would translate. You know, since she's very gothy with her design, I could give her earrings. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's commit to making her like gothy, or just goth, if you will. And let's give her some piercings. I'm gonna do that real quick. First and foremost, let's do like an eyebrow piercing. Like that. And, you know, obviously you can't see it, but, we'll just do, that real quick. And you can... That is also canon. just as a heads up. Some simple ones like that. Maybe 3 of them. And then maybe a hoopy situation here. See, Vixie's earrings are a very basic shape, and I'm not quite used to doing like different earring shapes. I think I'll just make this easy on myself and just delete it with the polygonal select tool. There we go. Now she's got a little bit of subtle piercings, and there's a couple of options we could do with the whole goth thing with her phone case. We could do a cross, we could do a St. Peter's cross, we could do a Leviathan's cross and do haha brimstone reference. We could do the sigil of Baphomet, or we could just do a generic pentagram so she's like more witchy than satanic. There's a lot of things we could do for a goth chick. I'm not too particularly partial to demonic emblems or typically evil emblems, you know, like the sigil of Baphomet. So I might just do a pentagram because it doesn't inherently have evil connotations. I could also just do a cross. Leviathan's cross would be kind of funny. I might just go Binding of Isaac mentioned brimstone reference. Yeah, you know what? We'll do the Leviathan's cross. Why not? Okay, I had to take some artistic liberties with my Leviathan's cross here, but I had to make it like relatively big so you can sort of get the implication of what it is behind her hand, because she's going to be holding the phone. Alright, and now we'll make that go away and we just draw her hand real quick, which this won't be too particularly hard because she has her like little stubby claws separated and segmented from the rest of her hand. Okay, yeah, I feel like the astute among us will be able to look very closely and see, hey, that's the brimstone thing. I recognize that. Even behind her big chonky claws. Good to know. Very handy. My Isaac, I know I drew it, but my Isaac brain immediately lit up and said, that's a fucking brimstone right there. Those who should see it are able to see it. I feel like, honestly, I'm crushing this. This looks amazing. I'm loving this so fucking much. Sorry if you heard my pop filter just then. It fell over and I was too excited not to finish that sentence right then and there. Oh, cute she is. She's so cute. I feel like she's not quite looking at the phone though. That's okay though, because that's a simple fix, not to be confused with simple flips. Although, shoutouts. I think I'll start with her right eye in terms of fixing it so she's like actually looking at the phone. Alright, looking like arm time. Or the rest of the arm, because I already did the first sleevey, which we will just do right here, right now. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Oh my god, I'm loving this. This is so amazing. Oh my god. Alright, I think she is probably good. She's probably fine. No, she's definitely fine. I love this. So now, I have to worry about drawing the couch. That's gonna be interesting. We'll go ahead and group her up so she's on her own. And then I will do the couch, I suppose. I know why the back of the couch looks fucking uncomfortable and weird. Because there's supposed to be fucking pillows back there. No shit. Duh. Oh my god. How fucking stupid. Of course there's pillows on the back of a fucking couch. Of Of course there is. How the fuck do I do that? Alright, cool. Couch is here. There is a couch. We have a couch. A couch exists. That looks like a couch. If I lean back here and I look at my second monitor and I squint my eyes, that looks like a couch. So, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our Nidorina character who needs a name at some point. Actually, you know what? If you made it this far in the video, leave a comment down below what this character's name should be. I'll pick out my favorite and you'll be the next comment of the week. And then also you'll have named one of my OCs. So now we go to couch and we get an erasure mask. And actually we don't turn it on erase just yet because we're gonna get a white big brush. Like 150 point brush? Yeah, it'll work. And we're just gonna color in our Nidorina with the white and then turn that to an erasure mask. Would it have saved time to just not draw the whole ass couch? Yes, but I wanted to. And I personally feel rewarded having done it. So kick rocks, you shit kicker. I feel like I earned that one. I haven't sweared like almost at all in this episode, I don't think, maybe. You know, what with me drawing this character right now and her being chubby and such, it's reminding me of that chubby alligator character I haven't drawn yet, and that chubby alligator character is reminding me of another alligator character I have that I also haven't drawn yet. So one of these days, Eve is going to be a thing. I swear she is, because in my head, in the headcanon, in the cinematic universe that exists in my head and does all other OC artists' head, she is one of my favorite characters, and I need to make her exist so she can be one of my favorite characters outside of my headcanon in my head. Alright, that should be good, but I kind of want to just like commit and fill her out completely, just to make sure, you know? Because realistically, currently, this is going to be the final product. I'm not going to do line art or anything, because I want to get this done all in one video, hence why I've been recording for 3 hours. But at the same time, both my voice and my spine are dying, so I'm probably just going to color her and call it a day, and it'll just be a colored sketch for now. And maybe someday I will revisit this and give it line art, color, and shading. Alright, there we go. Now we can set that to erase. And she is on top of the couch, not in it. Well, she is in the couch, but she's not fused with the couch and its various curvaceous curves and lines and curvature. You can really tell that I'm getting delirious. We have coloring to do now. And coloring is easy. It's just fucking coloring. You made your color book. Congratulations. Now color your coloring book. Okay, so I know this video has been mostly time lapses, but I think with a certain level of confidence that I'm just going to go completely silent and the remainder of this video is just going to be a time lapse of me coloring. So I will see you at the end of the video. fucking crazy. Am I actually drawing a background of sorts? Insane. I hope you're paying attention because it's never happening again. Okay. Alright, sweet. I think after... Hold on, I had to pause my music, so... After 4 hours, I think we have a thing here. And honestly, I like it a whole lot. I think this character's fun. If I do iterate on her and I make her her own character, I'm probably going to make her hair different, but for the most part, I like it. I like it a lot. Good tum, good hip, good chub. I like. All that remains, realistically, is to sign it for Patreon. And, you know, for Affinity, because it's going up on that account too. My Lord Jesus, my back is absolutely friggin' killing me. This is why I don't start drawing very, very late into the day, because my back is already passively deteriorating. And when you add sitting at my desk and leaning over my pen display for the whole day as well on top of that, I'm done for. So, there we have it. Here we have our chubby Goth Nidorina GF. So I hope you enjoy. Bear with me while I lean back in my chair to give my back a bit of a rest. But with that, that brings this video to a close after a very long, arduous 4 hours. Let me know what you think of the idea of me, of this whole, like, Wheel of Fortune or whatever. You end up leaving a comment of what I should actually call this series. You like the idea of me just drawing a random Pokemon as delegated by a wheel? You want to see more Let's Draw? And most importantly, what should this character's name be? Because she's gonna stick around. I think she's real cute. Largely this design and color palette, but her hair is gonna be different. I'll figure it out when I actually have time to workshop her as an OC. Oh, I'm exhausted, and I'm so happy for this to finally be kaput and over. I'm gonna pull up my talking points to make sure there was nothing else I wanted to bring up. And no, I think I covered everything. With that being said, I'm finally going to end this video here. If you would like to see the full product of this, if I ever end up doing it, or you just want to go check out all of my other art, make sure to follow me on Blue Sky and Fur Affinity. That's where I post all of my art stuff. Additionally, you can join the Discord for a bunch of other stuff on top of getting pinged for new uploads, and if you're in the Patreon, you'll get pinged whenever there's new Patreon posts. And I also post my art there as well. Moreover, most importantly, I'm gonna cut this video here. If you genuinely enjoyed this video, consider dropping a like and make sure to hit that subscribe button to become a pup if you haven't already, and hit the bell so it actually does something. If you want to support me in the channel, you can do so on Patreon for just $5 a month, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks. Additionally, for a one-time purchase, you could buy one of my art posts if you don't want to pay a subscription fee. Of course, a huge shout out to all of my current patrons, and especially NotSoMidasTouch, for your brand new Patreon membership. I love you all. My name's Vixie, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.